What an awesome time of worship, praise, appreciation for the love and the presence of the Spirit of God. Leah and I were talking about something on the way up here. It seems that for me, recently, a silly TV show called Supergirl has been inspiring lots of thoughts about godly things. And one of the things that we were talking about this morning was about an episode we watched last night where, while trying to do something good, she is exposed to red kryptonite. Now, if you look up red kryptonite and the different things, it affects the Smallville universe differently than it affects the Silver Age of comics Superman, and different than whatever. But the general idea is it's a negative thing. And in this case, it's letting out that darker side, those bitter, angry, kind of evil inhibitions that, where you have that thought that runs through your head. Somebody does something that annoys you, and your first thought might be to just really kind of, but that's not loving, and that's not kind, and that there's a major part of you that doesn't really feel that way about them, so you don't say it. But when exposed to this particular thing, they do. And I was thinking about that this morning because I've had to watch myself and pray a lot lately because I've been hurting a lot, been in a lot of pain. And Leah has been letting me know that, hey, you're not as patient. You're a little short with your tone. Your reactions are not always going kindness first. That is not your first response to things that are bothering you, because when you're real tired for a long time, when you're really hurting for a long time, our tendency is to get more and more selfish. It's all about what I'm feeling and what I'm thinking, and we care less and less how our actions and our thoughts and our attitudes affect others. And we care less and less about loving and kindness and compassion for others, and more about, I just want this to stop, and don't do anything that makes it worse. Don't bug me, don't annoy me, don't get on my nerves, because my nerves hurt and I don't have time for this. And the idea is, it's not that that's our only nature, but that's a part of our nature. That's a part of our selfishness and our bitterness and our need for self-preservation above almost all else. And as our resources are drained, we stop worrying about other people the way we should. It kind of reveals a part of our true nature, our selfish nature. But when Jesus went to the cross, he was exhausted and had been for a while. He was in a lot of pain. He had spent a night in a garden so stressed out that he didn't get any rest, sweating drops of blood. Blood vessels burst in his body because of the stress he was in. Then he couldn't get any rest. Then everybody close to him turned their backs and ran away and deserted him and left him there to face it all by himself. Then he was lied about, beaten up, mistreated, beaten some more. They tore his physical body up so much that he was barely recognizable. And then made him carry his own method of execution up a hill, nailed it to him, and dropped him in the ground where even then, guys who are going through the same thing are attacking him. And his response is patience. His response is love. His response is compassion for the people there, asking for their forgiveness, asking for the Father to forgive them, trying to take care of his mother. Even at that moment, in all that stress and all that pain, his response was love of God and love of others, us. And that tells us about the truth of the nature of Jesus. Because you can look at just his words as he's teaching, and there are a lot of people who can say kind, nice words and talk about love and compassion. Gandhi is a great example of that. He did some really good things, preaching compassion, and he lived that way. But when you really get the pressure on and the truth comes out, Jesus on that cross, it was all about love. And he said, I and the Father are one. So what he's revealing there is also the love of the Father for us. And he also said, I'm leaving so that the Holy Spirit can come. And that's what's so great is that same God, that same nature that turned in love and kindness and compassion towards us on that cross has come to live within us and dwell with us. And we break his heart every day. We cause him pain. And his response when we hurt him, his response when we betray him, his response when we spit in his face is the same as Jesus on that cross. He doesn't strike back. He doesn't rebuke us. He doesn't try to beat us into submission. His response is to give love, to try to heal our hurts that are causing us to react wrongly. But in addition to that, he gives us the power, because of what Jesus did, to respond as Jesus did. We don't have to be affected by whatever our red kryptonite is, because the Spirit within us gives us the power to overcome our root nature, our natural tendencies, our pain, our suffering, our selfishness, our exhaustion, our lack of care and compassion for others. He gives us the desire to love God the way we've been loved, and he gives us the ability to do so and the ability to love others. It's all about the same God, the love of the Father for us, the love of the Spirit dwelling in us, changing us and transforming us, and giving us the power to do it differently than we would do it. And the love of the Son, that in the midst of all the pain and stress and hurt and exhaustion and everything, reacted in kindness and love and gave himself for us. And that's what we're remembering today.